It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. And he is Indiana County District Attorney Bob Manzi, joining us in the studio this morning. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack. Voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest, Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Good morning.
Good morning, Todd. How are you today?
Good, and it's good to have you with us here in the studio today. So, of course, dominating any conversation involving you right now has to be the incident that happened over the weekend, excuse me, in Center Township, the shooting that took the life of a suspect in a police chase situation, a pursuit. State police involved there. I know you can't say a whole lot, and we rely upon the state police for what they've been able to say publicly, but what can you tell us about the investigation and about your role in it?
Well, I can tell you that very early in the morning, I got a call from the state police, and I was on scene fairly quickly. I remained on scene and remained either there or the state police barracks throughout the morning, throughout the day. There's a great deal of investigation that is going on and is ongoing. In fact, prior to coming in the studio here, I was on the phone with the corporal who's in charge of the investigation. Obviously this is an incredibly serious event. We want to make sure that there's no stone unturned. We're currently gathering more video, more pieces of evidence that we can use to put together to make sure whatever decision we come to is the correct decision.
Some people in that neighborhood, and there's more than one neighborhood involved here, but some people were able to post ring video of the police vehicles going through on the pursuit, and I'm sure that you'd like to get a look at anything, and if folks have any information or evidence that you'd like to hear it.
Oh, absolutely. The state police have already been in contact with a number of folks in the neighborhoods that have security cameras or ring videos. We would obviously like to have all of them. There's still more people we need to get in touch with who may not have been home, but we see they have a ring video or some sort of capability. So if anybody has any type of video, any type of information with regards to this, we would ask that they contact my office or contact the state police directly.
In this day and age when body cam video is part of a lot of police investigations and basically it's standard procedure for many police agencies, and when there are in every neighborhood any number of cameras watching things, obviously can aid in an investigation. I don't know if the actual end of the incident, the shooting itself, if that was captured on any video. You know that information. But this is a different way of conducting investigations now. Just another tool for you, isn't it?
It's another tool, and it's a fantastic tool. When you have video there's no bias in a video camera. The video camera just captures what happened, what's in its scope of its lens. So when we're able to capture any types of videos out there, we find them to be incredibly valuable. Even if it's a 5-second snippet, we're able to piece together all of the various videos that we collect into our investigation. And I find it to be a very incredible piece of investigative tool because, again, it shows you what happened. We don't have to rely on memory. We don't have to rely on bias. It's simply what is there.
And we'll remind listeners that this morning, State Police Trooper Clifford Greenfield saying that they still will not have a release yet on the identity of the shooting victim. So obviously you know this information, but we'll await the court system or the justice system to figure out when's the proper time to release all of that information.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I ask, and I caution anybody in the community and any of your listeners, is we're already seeing information on social media that is simply factually incorrect. We ask that you have patience with us, that you know and you trust that what we're going to do is going to come to the right decision. And it's going to be based upon the evidence and the video that we have. So I always caution people, if you hear somebody speaking on social media with regards to what they believe the facts are, understand they were not there. They did not view the video. And unfortunately, there's facts out there that are just simply not correct. We will make sure all the information is out there for everyone to know and supported by evidence when the time is proper.
All right, so that is that investigation, which obviously is very much ongoing. Meanwhile, there are other things happening, including last week a release about marijuana dealers and that sort of investigation, which folks might not consider to be extremely important, certainly in relation to what we were just discussing. It isn't, but it does have serious implications for the drug culture and the drug trafficking possibilities here in Indiana County.
Yeah. You know, over the past year, a number of CBD or Delta 8 and Delta 10 shops have popped up throughout Indiana County and throughout Pennsylvania. And unfortunately, there's items in there that there's just a misunderstanding of the law from a lot of these shops. So what we have done is we have utilized another one of our tools, which is the Consumer Protection Act. And we filed 10 civil actions against shops, citing that what they are doing is misrepresenting the law and misrepresenting their products to the customers. What we are asking the court to do is to enter an order enjoining or stopping them from representing what their items are as legal and correctly identifying what the items are. Which started with 16 shops. And during the course of our investigation, once we relayed this information to shops, 6 of them stopped. 6 of them said, we didn't realize it. We obviously want to comply with the law. And they just got rid of their product. 10 shops we're working with, and as of right now, we're working with those shops. Many of them shut their doors, remove the products. And what we're trying to do is get to a point where, you know, people are just trying to run good businesses, and we want good businesses here in the county, but we want to make sure that what they're selling is lawful and what they're representing to their customers is true and accurate. And we've had some people push back, and they have that lack of concern. Well, what's the big deal of what these shops are selling? And the big deal is it came to our attention that children are getting these items, and parents are being told it's legal. Parents give it, and they'll give it to their children as a method to help them sleep, etc. And then they find out that it's not legal, and they're giving their kids drugs. So we're really working towards a point of we want to make sure these stores know what's legal and what's not legal. We want to make sure that they're complying with the law. We want to support good business, but we also can't allow misrepresentations to happen. When these businesses have gotten their own attorneys, they've come to us and said, hey, we now see what we're doing, and we want to comply with the law.
Is there a moment when it turns from a civil action to a criminal action?
Oh, very well can. You know, one of the points of a criminal action is having that specific knowledge or intent to commit the crime. And one of the hurdles we had was if you have a cashier at a store being told by their boss, hey, this is legal, just ring people out. What do we have to say that cashier knew what they were selling was illegal? We really don't. Under the Consumer Protection Act, it's a strict liability civil matter. So no one's going to jail. No one's going to have a criminal record. We're educating the folks to make sure they know. And then if they continue to do it, they're going to face criminal charges. So we're really trying to get to a point where without creating felons, because none of the people that own the shops have criminal histories. So we don't want to be in a position of artificially creating a criminal history for somebody just because, you know, their boss told them it was legal and it wasn't. Yeah. So, and there's a lot of confusion in the law. So we want to get to compliance in a way, the best case possible for everybody involved.
Indiana County District Attorney Bob Manzi is with us this morning as we talk about a lot of different issues that come before you. One issue that is not before you is the Nathaniel Price case. We saw last week that the judge in that case granted a motion to remove aggravating circumstances from that case. Was that a move that the defense wanted simply to remove the death penalty from from that case? I know that your office is not involved in the prosecution. That's the Attorney General's office is doing that.
I really can't speak for that. I'll have to defer to the Attorney General's office. When I took office, that matter was referred to the Attorney General's office due to a conflict of interest. An attorney that I used to work for represented a third party in that matter. And because of that, we wanted to make sure we complied with the law and we provided it to the Attorney General's office. And I trust the Attorney General and what her and her office are deciding in the case. But the reasons behind it, I would have to defer to them.
Okay. Other issues, of course, for your office, there's always something new with scams, and I know that you're very concerned about that, and they just seem to come at us in waves, don't they?
They really come at us in waves, and they're going to continue coming. We're going to have more scams coming in the summertime. We're seeing a lot of AI use in information. I always tell people, if you have your cell phone, and you have a number there you don't know, it's not programmed in your phone, let it go to voicemail. If it's somebody who's trying to get a hold of you, they're probably going to just leave you a message or send you a text message. But, I get a lot of spam messages on my phone, so it saves you a lot of headaches.
Yeah. And always, if something sounds like it's your grandson or your granddaughter calling or someone like that, there are ways to not get yourself in trouble, and the easiest of those is to actually then hang up the phone, call them on their cell phone, and figure it out. Don't
absolutely.
Be rash.
Call them on their number. Chances are they're home on the couch, or they're at work, or they're somewhere safe.
Yeah. And we hope that's the case for all of them. Okay, what else is coming up for you that you want folks to know about today?
Well, we have an exciting event happening on July 11th. So July 11th, at 11 o'clock in courtroom 1 of the courthouse. We actually have the Attorney General, Michelle Henry, coming to town. And we are announcing a kickoff of a program called a LETI program. And it's a law enforcement treatment initiative. The LETI program is a program through the Attorney General's office. We're going to be, I believe, the 25th county to sign on to it. And the program is a 4-stage treatment-driven initiative where we recognize there's people in the community that need help with substance abuse disorder. And what we're trying to do is get in front of it before they're in the criminal justice system and help folks get into treatment, to find where the places are that'll do inpatient treatment or outpatient treatment, or they can get help. We already do, there's 4 stages to the LETI program. We already do half of it. We have our drug court. That's the 4th phase. We've had our drug court since around 2006. We have over 20 participants. It's a very successful program. We have a diversion program at our district court level that if people are charged with minor offenses, they go into treatment, and the charges will be withdrawn if they're successful in that treatment and comply with it. We're adding the other steps, which are prior to arrest and prior to police encounters. And we're working with all of our police departments, our probation department, sheriff's office, schools, fire companies, everyone in the community, of trying to guide people to get treatment in early intervention stages so that we see them before they enter the criminal justice system. So July 11th at 11 o'clock, we're going to be announcing that kickoff over at the courthouse.
Wow, that's a big deal.
It's a very important program. I think it goes directly to helping folks with substance abuse disorders. And when we look at our cases, a very significant amount of cases involve people who are dealing with substance abuse disorders. So, it would make all the sense in the world if we can tackle those issues, especially early in the stages. Then all it's going to do is help reduce crime, make our community safer, and help those folks live a better life.
He's Indiana County District Attorney Bob Manzi. Thanks for the visit today.
Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. And the CBS Sports Minute next. Jake in the newsroom after that.